Hey, welcome to a new video. This video idea pretty much arose when I was sleeping because I had a dream that someday I'm gonna fly away. Well, no. But when I was young and I used to go to school, there were like people making a running gag of I could do splits, and I never understood why, because I couldn't. But then I was reading about this and I thought, let's do it. When I started off, I didn't know anything about the splits, so yeah, I did some research and I found out there are two different ways you can do the splits. There's the first one, it's called the side splits, and yeah, I tried this one and I didn't feel comfortable, so I kept searching and I found this another way. This is like the front splits, and it's like the more common one for women, so I tried this one for the first time and I was super surprised because it wasn't too bad. It wasn't a split because my left leg was pretty awkward, but I was quite surprised. And yeah, that's the splits I choose to keep practicing. And I was super excited. I just decided to practice the splits without doing any stretching. So yeah, I started at day one just doing the splits for a few seconds, to maybe once again, and then do it every day again and again and again. And I pretty much did no other stretching, just trying to get better with the splits. The only stretch I did pretty much every day was the forward standing pose, which I wasn't convinced about this would help, so it is pretty much doing this, and I found out it does help for like general flexibility to stretch your legs, but it's not like the most common one to improve your splits. Yep, so I followed my pattern for like 10 days, just doing like 1 minute, trying the splits 1 or 2 times and then doing this every day, and I got better, I got closer to the ground, but I wasn't still happy because my left leg, like my front leg was pretty fine, but my left leg was still awkward and I wouldn't count this as splits. So I decided to do more research and pretty much maybe do a little bit more other stretching to get this done. So I found out about a few stretches that help to prepare for doing the splits, and the first one is called the half-seated stretch. So you start in low lunge position with the right foot forward and your hands on the outside on the foot to kind of provide support. Then you bring your left knee down to the ground, and while walking your hands back, reach your hips back toward your left heel and lengthen the right leg, and then a little bit hold this. A stretch that especially helps if you're struggling with your back leg is called the half pigeon pose, and you pretty much start in a downward facing dog, and from there you bring your right foot toward your right wrist and bring your knee and shin to the mat. Then you straighten the left leg back, and you should check that the right knee is in line with your right hip, and then you just flex this foot and you try to walk your hands forward. Then you lower your forehead to the mat while screwing your hips toward the mat, and of course hold this. After 10 days I started to do some additional stretches just to get it done soon, because I was feeling like I'm not far away. But I had a problem because on my left leg, on top of my foot, it was quite sore of like sliding into the splits, so I needed to find a solution, and I found my socks, which so much help to slide into the splits and not to be so on top of my foot. So I put them on every time I did the splits, and this problem was solved. So very soon I actually got the splits on the ground, but I wasn't really sure if it's like the end or it must be better or different. I just was aware about that it was still quite sore and I couldn't do the splits for very long. So I thought I'm gonna go and practice a few more days to feel more comfortable, which I did. And when you can do finally the splits, you're so happy. It's a great feeling. You feel like the most flexible person on the world. So when you're ready for the splits, that's the way you should do it. You should start in a low lunge position, then you extend your front leg and shift your weight back. This will stretch the other hamstring. And then you try to slide your back leg back and behind you, and you always use your hands as buffers. Then you lower your body down towards the floor, and you finally can reach the floor in the best case, and you should make sure your core is engaged, which helps you to stay upright. Besides being super happy, super proud, and it's just a cool thing to be able to do splits, it improves your functional mobility, and having optimal joint range of motion can lower the risk of injuries and just increase the quality of your life. Now I wanted to prove myself I can really do splits in any time of day of my life, and I thought I'm gonna do a challenge. So what's something I'm doing every day? That's doing my hair, brushing my hair, doing a hairstyle. So I thought I'm gonna do the splits, and when I'm in the splits I have to hold them as long. I finished my hairstyle, and when I'm able to do this, I can do the splits. I'm a split master. So let's see. So it took me 19 days, 1 minute per day to succeed doing these splits, which is pretty fast, I say. I think there are people out there that take longer, which is fine. Maybe there's some people that are faster. Be aware there's different body constructions, there's different people, so everybody needs their time. Be aware, muscles can also snap. But yeah, so take your time, but keep in mind, push yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. The way to gain flexibility is practicing. Have fun.